Schlep drama. Roblox has permanently banned YouTuber Schlep, issued him a cease and desist, and warned of legal action if he ever returns to the platform. This action wiped all of his accounts, including his Maliboomer channel, which was his main source of income. Roblox also released a public statement warning other creators who self-police or publicly criticize them, placing many in the community, especially those who report misconduct, at risk of losing their accounts. The ban came after Schlep's repeated criticism of Roblox's handling of moderation and safety. In the cease and desist, Roblox accused him of 3 violations: engaging in simulated endangerment conversations, sharing personal information, and directing users off-platform. Schlep denies these claims, explaining that he acted as a decoy in predator stings, provided evidence directly to law enforcement, and never initiated off-platform contact. Supporters argue that Roblox's actions are an attempt to silence whistleblowers while ignoring serious offenders and inappropriate games still active on the platform. High-profile figures with documented misconduct have kept their accounts, while Schlep, who exposed such cases, has been removed entirely. Critics believe Roblox targeted Schlep not for genuine safety concerns, but because his public criticism and large social media presence harmed the company's image. Instead of working with him to improve platform safety, they chose to cut ties completely, leaving him without income and sending a clear warning to other creators. Many see this as a dangerous precedent, suggesting Roblox is prioritizing brand reputation and investor confidence over transparency and user safety. Supporters of Schlep are now urging the community to spread awareness of the situation and keep pressure on the company. Retro slop drama. The term across the Roblox community, especially on TikTok and Twitter. It's meant to describe games or avatars that try to look retro or nostalgic, but in a forced, inauthentic, or low-effort way. The term originally came from criticism of games like Grow a Garden, which used poorly made nostalgic textures. Over time, the meaning has been watered down. Now people throw retro slop at anyone with a blocky avatar, even if it has nothing to do with nostalgia. This trend has turned into pointless gatekeeping, with people mocking kids' avatars and pretending it makes them OG Roblox players. In reality, most targets are just children minding their own business. Hating on harmless avatars distracts from actual problems in Roblox, like inappropriate content, predatory behavior, and unmoderated games that pose real risks. A lot of this hate has been aimed at the game Forsaken, which borrows elements from Roblox history and has a young fan base. Because of its popularity and past controversies, its players have been labeled retro slop and mocked. The reality is that most of these avatars aren't harming anyone. At worst, they might be cringe, but that's subjective and harmless. This trend is nothing more than selective outrage, fueled by people looking for something to mock. Hating on something just because it's popular doesn't make you cool. Unless an avatar is promoting inappropriate content, there's no reason to attack the players who use it. Do Big Studios. Do Big Studios has become one of the most disliked companies in the Roblox community, accused of buying popular games and ruining them with aggressive pay-to-win systems and microtransactions. Known for monopolizing parts of the platform, they've been linked to the downfall of titles like Blade Ball, A Dusty Trip, and Fish. Players say the pattern is always the same. Do Big purchases a beloved game, strips away its charm, and fills it with monetization, causing huge drops in player counts. Fish, for example, went from averaging 200,000 players to just 10,000 after their takeover. Blade Ball and A Dusty Trip suffered similar declines, with the latter's original 15-year-old developer allegedly being underpaid and losing account after selling the game. Now Do Big Studios has a large stake in Grow a Garden, currently one of Roblox's biggest games. Reports claim that Adrian, the controversial former owner accused of doxing and abusing Roblox's DMCA system, still holds a 50% share, potentially earning millions despite his past actions. Since Do Big's involvement, the game has introduced extremely rare, expensive items, prompting criticism for adopting the same money-hungry tactics as their other projects. Critics, including major YouTubers, warn that Do Big Studios' model consistently kills the games it buys. Player charts for their past titles all show the same decline, and many fear Grow a Garden will be next. For many in the community, this is yet another example of corporate greed overpowering player enjoyment. Jane Doe Gooner. A recent TikTok drama in the Roblox community centers around the creepypasta character Jane Doe, popularized again by the hit game Forsaken. The controversy began with TikTok user Squirtle Sage, later nicknamed Jane Duna, who became obsessed with Jane Doe and created numerous suggestive videos about her. Despite her being a fictional blocky character from a kid's game, his content included stalking players with Jane Doe avatars in games like Natural Disaster Survival and reusing a Jane Doe animation created by artist Urel. Urel asked him privately to stop using the animation for inappropriate content, but Squirtle ignored the request, reposted it multiple times, and even profited from it without credit. This led to backlash from Urel and eventually harassment toward Urel from Squirtle's fans, including insults and threats. A deal was later made for Squirtle to remove all posts using the animation in exchange for a commission from Urel, but Squirtle kept the videos up and claimed a language barrier caused a misunderstanding. The situation escalated publicly, with both sides trading insults. While Urel also acted immaturely at times, most criticism fell on Squirtle for disregarding clear requests and encouraging a toxic fan response. He eventually deleted the Jane Doe videos and reportedly received a month-long ban from Forsaken. In the end, the drama is seen as a cautionary example of how obsessive behavior, disrespecting creators' boundaries, and stirring up online conflict can spiral into serious backlash. Flamingo drama. In early June, a disturbing wave of tweets targeted popular Roblox YouTuber Flamingo, with users making explicit comments, spreading unverified personal claims, and even leaking alleged private information. It began when a tweet showing his photo with a crude caption gained nearly 10,000 likes, sparking a flood of inappropriate replies. Some users suggested making deepfakes of him, while others claimed to possess explicit images, all without his consent. Much of this came from parasocial stan culture, with certain fans crossing serious boundaries similar to past controversies involving other creators like Dream. Many tweets were openly sexual despite Flamingo being a children's content creator. Some posts included explicit media in replies, exposing underage users. Others repeated unverifiable claims from someone allegedly connected to his ex-girlfriend, discussing personal habits, private anatomy, and mental health in a way that was both invasive and harmful. This behavior is not new. Flamingo has faced years of inappropriate fan-made art and comments, but the openness and scale of this recent incident are unprecedented. While some users pushed back and condemned the harassment, many engaged with it uncritically. Critics stress that this is targeted harassment against a real person, and excusing it will only normalize worse behavior in the future. The situation highlights the dangers of unchecked parasocial obsession, the need for better boundaries in fandoms, and the importance of respecting creators as people rather than treating them as fictional characters. Teddy drama. Teddy, a longtime Roblox developer, is infamous for creating explicit condo games, unmoderated experiences where inappropriate roleplay occurs. Despite years of community complaints, he managed to remain on the platform. The controversy exploded when one of his games was chosen for Roblox's official Hatch event, placing him alongside family-friendly titles. Once the connection was discovered, major YouTubers like Creekcraft and Green Lego Cats, as well as other developers, spoke out. Some withdrew from the event entirely. After weeks of pressure and a number-signed Boycott the Hatch campaign, Roblox finally banned Teddy in May 2024, releasing a rare public blog post detailing their investigation. However, this was short-lived. Teddy allegedly returned on alternate accounts, re-uploading his old games under new groups. These copies were nearly identical to the originals, leading many to believe they could only have come from him or close collaborators. Creekcraft and others documented that the games still contained explicit and unsafe content, raising concerns that Roblox's enforcement was ineffective. Critics argue Roblox acted publicly to protect its image while continuing to allow dangerous material to circulate. Given Roblox's growing profits and record player counts, many believe the company prioritizes revenue over user safety. The Teddy case is now cited as a prime example of how predators can operate on Roblox for years, evade bans, and exploit the platform's moderation gaps, even after being permanently removed. Spawnism drama. Spawnism began as a bizarre online religion centered on the Roblox spawn point icon, created by a 14-year-old named Infected, who claimed to receive signs from a fictional spawn god. What started as a misguided coping mechanism was quickly exploited by figures like Chizbull and extremist groups such as UTTP and 764. Vulnerable minors, many with trauma, were drawn in and subjected to manipulative rituals and isolation from outside help, all under the guise of spiritual progress. These groups allegedly directed children to dangerous websites linked to illegal activity. Over time, Spawnism became a network for targeting and controlling minors. When YouTubers like Schleb, Harlow, Creek, and others exposed it, leaders retaliated by spreading false accusations, including fabricated pedophilia claims, to discredit critics. In a private interview, Chuzbull admitted Spawnism was fake, calling it an opportunity to manipulate people. He bragged about controlling followers, denied responsibility for multiple reported suicides despite past acknowledgments, and openly stated he felt no remorse. He also admitted to possessing and sharing illegal material involving minors, which has been reported to authorities. The FBI is now investigating all groups tied to Spawnism, with confirmed cases of real harm, including suicides linked to the movement. Creators warn against individuals trying to investigate Spawnism themselves, as interacting with its servers could result in being flagged or even prosecuted. The advice is clear. Report suspicious activity to law enforcement or trusted investigators, but do not engage directly. Spawnism is not harmless internet drama. It's a dangerous, manipulative network that has destroyed lives. Grow a Garden drama. Creator Jandel reduced the drop rate of the new Kitsune pet from 1% to 0.08%, making it far harder and costlier to obtain. Concerns grew because part of Grow a Garden is owned by Do Big Studios, a company blamed for ruining games like Fish and A Dusty Trip by making them heavily monetized, leading to massive player drops. Players feared Grow a Garden was headed down the same path. Facing pressure, Jandel admitted fault in Discord, promised not to repeat the change, and announced a long-requested trading feature. While many praised this response, drama reignited when Roblox announced a sponsored Travis Kelce plant update. Some saw it as fun, but others accused the game of becoming too corporate and losing its identity, especially since much of its player base is outside the US. The community remains split. Some think the outrage is overblown, while others see these changes as the start of Grow a Garden's decline.